let's start with section 5.4. And section 5.4, we in the note card part, we don't have to write anything new because we already know from section 5.3 we have this right angle triangle right here, and the formula for sine is opposite over hypotenuse, cosine adjacent over hypotenuse, and tangent of the angle A is opposite over adjacent. So that's the same exact concept that what we have in section 5.3. That's what we're going to use to find the values. So that part will be also in the note card for 5.4. So I'm not rewriting it. The only concept that you need to know, the new concept, is angle of elevation. And again, only the angle of elevation that we need to know here, not the angle of depression. So any question I'm going to ask, it's about angle of elevation. So what is angle of elevation? The angle of elevation is the angle it's making with the horizontal. So with the horizontal line here, whatever the angle it's making, that's called angle of elevation. So this is the acute angle formed, and if I denote this by xy, formed by xy and the horizontal. So with the horizontal and the xy, the acute angle that we can see, that will be our angle of elevation. So that's the only thing you need to know in terms of the note card purposes. The important problems here all are solving triangles. So let's go to the solving triangles part. We will start with problem number 6. So here is a right angle triangle, and the Z is a right angle. I'm denoting this by X and Y. That means this capital X is the angle, so the opposite small x is the side. Similarly, small y is the side. The Z value is given as 89.6. So we have to figure out this angle is 47.8 degrees. We have to figure out the rest of the sides and the angle. The first thing that you can calculate here is the angle Y. How do I calculate angle Y? 180 minus 90 plus 47.8. So we know that 3 angles total for a triangle is 180 degrees. So 180 degrees minus 90 degrees plus 47.8 degrees, that will be the remaining angle Y here, this angle right here, which is 42.2. Now how do I find the sides? Well, let's try how to find X here. I can write sine of 47.8 degrees. Now, what is the formula for sine? If I go back to here, that'll be opposite over hypotenuse. So what's the opposite of 47.8? X divided by the hypotenuse 89.6. So that'll be X divided by 89.6. How to find X? Multiply 89.6 on both sides. So sine 47.8 degrees times 89.6. That should give you the value of the X, which is 66.4 centimeter. How to find Y? How to find Y? So that will be cosine of 47.8 degrees. That will be equal to Y divided by 89.6, because this angle 47.8, which one is adjacent over 89.6? Similarly, Y equal to cosine 47.8 degrees times 89.6. If you plug this in your calculator, the answer should be 60.2 centimeter. So that way you solved all the angles here, all the sides and all the angles now I know for this triangle, and that's solving for the triangle. Let's try another problem, number 14. Here is a little triangle here. C is the right angle here, and B, this is given as 46 degrees. So if I know B, I can find A. Angle A will be 180 minus 90 plus 46 degrees, which is 44 degrees. So I know this angle too, 44 degrees now. Now the convention is, if the angle is capital A, the opposite side will be small a. The angle is capital B, opposite side is small b. The angle is capital C, the opposite side is small c. So small c value is given to you at 29.7 meters. How do I find the other sides? We can start with sine B, because the B angle is given to you. B is 46 degrees. So sine B will be small b divided by 29.7. So which means that sine of 46 degrees equal to b over 29.7. We are solving for b, that is sine 46 degrees times 29.7. If I plug in this in the calculator, it will be 21.4 centimeter. Similarly, we can find A. A will be 20.6. These are meters. So 20.6 meters. And that, how this can be found? This can be found from cosine. Cosine of 46, I can solve that. So that's the way we can find all the sides and all the angles for number 14. Let's talk about problem number 18. Here is a right angle triangle here. C is the right angle. And B is given as 51.7. So angle B, that's 51.7 degrees. Also, small a is 28.1 feet. Again, the convention is, this is A, this is B, and this is C. Small a, small b, and small c. This is 28.1. I want to find the rest of the angles and the sides. Okay. So what would be angle A then? Angle A will be 180 minus 90 plus 51.7 degrees, which will be, if I do this in calculator, 38.3 degrees. Now here A is given, I want to find B, I don't know C. So here, what we will try is a tangent of 51.7 degrees. Why tangent? Because tangent will be a ratio between A and B. So tangent is the ratio of B divided by A, which is 28.1. So this is the reason I take tangent, because I know A, somehow I have to find B. And if I solve for B, tan of 51.7 degrees times 28.1, that'll give you 35.6 feet. Similarly, if I take the cosine of B, which is cosine of 51.7 degrees, then that's equal to 28.1 A divided by C. I can solve for C. C times cosine 51.7 degrees, I'm multiplying both sides by C, is 28.1. So C will be 28.1 divided by cosine of 51.7 degrees, and that would be equal to 45.3 feet. So that is the calculation for how to find C. So C, I also find B and the angle A. So now I know all the sides and all the angles of this right angle triangle. All right, so let's move on to another type of problem. This is number 22. And here also a right angle triangle is given to you. C is the right angle. And similarly, I'm just marking this A, B, and C as a convention. A is given as 958 meters and small b is given as 489 meters. So this and this are given to you. Now, which trigonometric functions have these two ratios we can calculate for which function? That is tangent. So if I take the tangent of angle A, we can figure out what's angle A. So what is tangent of A? That should be A over B, opposite over adjacent. And that is, in this case, is 958 over 489. How do I find A? We will take the tan inverse. So there is an inverse function that we talked about before. It's 958 divided by 489. And that will give you the angle in degrees, 62.9585 degrees. Similarly, if I know A and B, I can find from the Pythagorean theorem c squared. So c squared equal to a squared plus b squared. So c should be square root of a squared plus b squared. So what would be c here? 958 squared plus 489 squared. And if I do the math and take the square root and all that, I'll get 1075.566 approximately meter. So I now know C. This is C. So what else I need to figure out here? We have to find out angle B. So this is the angle that I need to find out here, angle B. How do I find angle B? I already know angle A and angle C. So angle B is 180 minus 90 plus 62.9585. And if I calculate that, it'll be approximately 27.0415 degrees. So now I know all the sides, A, B, and C, and all the angles, A and B and C is 90 degrees. So I know all of them. Now let's try one word problem, which involves angle of elevation. So let's do that. So this is the problem for finding the sides of the triangle. So angle of elevation given. So that is the type of problem that we want to do. It's number 38. So if you look at the book and read the problem, then what it's saying is there is a searchlight here. So this is the searchlight. So this is the light, beam of light. And there is some cloud cover here. So searchlight will hit the cloud cover right there. There is one person standing on the ground. So from the ground to the person, so this is the person. And this is 6 feet tall, that person. And that person is looking at the cloud cover. So this angle is given as 30 degrees, and this is the angle of elevation. Remember, it's the problem number 38 in your book. So go and read the problem number 38, that problem. So this is the angle of elevation, and this distance from the person to the searchlight is 1,000 feet. The question is, how high is the cloud cover? How high is the cloud cover? That's what we want to figure out. Okay, so first of all, this is a right angle triangle, so we definitely can figure out what is this height here. I'm just denoting this height by x, so we are trying to figure out what is the height of from the searchlight to the cloud. How do I do that? So here x is unknown, and I know this value right here, which is 1,000. So what I can do is I can take tan 30, because tangent is the only function which involves opposite and the adjacent. So tan 30 is x divided by 1,000. So if I solve for x, it will be tan 30 times 1,000, which is a 577.35 feet, if you calculate that in your calculator. But the cloud height will be, I have to add the height of the person. So the cloud height that would be equal to 577.35 plus 6 feet. That will be the final answer. So this is the angle of elevation. The important part is this is the angle of elevation that's given to you, which is directly making an acute angle with the horizontal. So that would be the angle of elevation. And only the angle of elevation related question I'm going to ask. I'm not going to ask any question regarding the angle of depression. I'm not going to ask it. It will be always the angle of elevation. Well, let's talk about the homework for 5.4. So these are the homework problems. Five, 7, 9, 13, 15, 17, 19, 23, 31, 39, and 41. All right, so again, Wednesday will be review, and Friday will be test 1 on 5.1 to 5.4. All right, that's it.